tanks. Just like soldiers, tanks have to go through rigorous training to get ready for combat.
A battle line tank is one of the most difficult things to design.
Today, Otto Malera's tank drill sergeants will put 2 of its huge metal recruits through some basic training to make sure they're ready for the toughest conditions a war zone can dish out.
Otto Malera, there is a last stop before to give the my battle tank to Italian army.
Otto Malera is one of the world's best tank makers. Today, for the first time, they're letting our cameras inside their walls to get a peek at their top secret tank testing.
In the test phase, we verify the conformity to the specifications issued by the military staff. Therefore, if the tank conforms exactly to the military specifications, it is ready for battle.
Ariete is up first. Big, fast, and powerful, it weighs 54 tons. That's about 20 times the weight of your car and can go an amazing 70 kilometers an hour. It's the Italian Army's frontline tank.
It is characterized by 3 parameters: a very high level of mobility, a very high level of firepower, it has a 120mm cannon, and a very high level of ballistic protection.
The PZH-2000, on the other hand, is for long-range maneuvers. It has a gun that can hit a target 30 kilometers away. But before these tanks see any action, they've got to prove themselves. First up is a speed test. Despite its 54-ton weight and that it's, well, built like a tank, this baby has got to move like an athlete. It has to accelerate fast, stop on a dime, and even pirouette.
So it can also pivot. That is, it can rotate while the barrel remains aimed at one point.
He's got good moves, but the next test will be one of the toughest of the day. Ariete has to make it up this 60-degree incline. Not only up, but back down again as well. If either the brakes or the reverse gears fail, 54 tons of metal will come crashing down. No problem. Now, the drill sergeants have another challenge: to try and sink this recruit. Ariete will be fully submerged in this 400,000-liter chamber. No, further. The smallest leak can mean bad news for the soldiers locked inside and the tank's highly sensitive navigational equipment. And the guy on the phone, well, he isn't calling for help. His job is to act as the lookout for the driver. The equipment and the guys inside are safe and dry. Next up, it's the firepower test. The PZH has some serious gun action. This is a 44 caliber 120mm gun that can hit a moving target day or night. The Ariete, the close-range tank, can fire 3 kilometers away. Both have multiple machine guns and grenades. And when you've got that kind of gun power, you have to leave town to do your testing. Making sure those powerful guns are working perfectly is extremely important. To do that, engineers have to test the brains inside. This computer tells them everything they need to know, from the weather outside, to the tank position, to target data. It even controls the gun and the laser rangefinders. These sensors make sure that the computer equipment is working properly. If, for example, the gun controls aren't working, well, it could be very dangerous for the soldiers inside. Testing these tanks is serious business.
The technological value can be found in every one of its particulars, from the number of systems to the ballistic protection. All of it is complex.
And when it comes to a war zone, being prepared for and protected from the unexpected is what boot camp is all about. And these big additions to the Italian army are ready to report for duty.
You have to love the Italians because they make, they drive, they own some of the most coveted super